Right after I graduated high school, I moved from Washington down to Texas to train at Shawn Michaels School. It wasn't too long after that I was signed by WWE. When I first got signed by WWE in 2000, I had no idea really what to expect. Most of the guys on TV had been wrestling for years and years, and at that point I'd only been wrestling for 6 months. Since I was still really new to all this, I was sent to hone my craft at WWE's developmental territory, which at the time was in Memphis. Luckily, William Regal was a trainer there and he helped me out a lot. So with the WWE contract and Hall of Fame trainers, Bryan Danielson was on the fast track to success, right? No, not quite. I was released in 2001, the first time I was released by WWE. It was really hard actually because I really didn't know what to do. William Regal told me this is a chance to learn. This is a chance to go travel the world, find who you are as a wrestler and find who you are as a person. So I went back to the Indies and touring in Japan. But soon after that, in 2003, Bryan Danielson made his triumphant return to WWE. Well, sort of.
Bryan Danielson from Aberdeen, Washington.
I returned for some one-off matches on WWE's weekend shows, Sunday Night Heat and Velocity.
I like this too. Look at that. Nice monkey flip. Well, you know, this Bryan Danielson is a very accomplished young man. We've seen him in the past, and he's very, very good.
I didn't really have a goal other than it was good exposure on TV. And one of these matches happened to be against a young up-and-comer named John Cena. Surely this would be my big break, right?
Welcome everybody to WWE Velocity. Michael Cole here alongside Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. We kick things off with John Cena against a local competitor named Bryan Danielson.
I gotta say, Cole, I'm surprised Cena's not rapping at all tonight.
Well, that's because John Cena is focused. He's facing Brock Lesnar on SmackDown next week, and he's going to make an example of Bryan Danielson right here tonight.
Clearly on a mission here.
Submission time.
Oh, and he breaks free. But the damage might have already been done, Michael.
This kind of offense he's known for. No! Oh.
Executed perfectly.
No! Oh. No! Oh. Dodges that one. Avoids trouble there.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Oh, jeez. Take all the wind out of you. Panic starting to set in for Cena. This could be a huge upset right here.
I've seen shades of Razor Ramon on Raw in 1993, guys. A high-flying nobody is about to beat one of WWE's best.
Cena is too distracted by Brock Lesnar on the horizon. He's got to focus on surviving this match. John Cena's modified powerbomb has defeated some heavy hitters as of late, and a small guy like Bryan Danielson has to have a huge target on his back.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, Saxton. He picks up his opponent as if he's doing a belly-to-back suplex, then twists him around in midair and plants them like somebody would do with a rock bottom.
The two of you mentioned Cena's devastating modified powerbomb, but what will work on a tiny loser like Bryan Danielson won't do for Brock Lesnar. I think Cena might have to develop something new to take down the next big thing. Got it. Setting him up in position here on the second rope. DDT.
If he keeps calling out Brock Lesnar, John Cena may just be a speed bump on Brock's road to WrestleMania. Brock won the Royal Rumble, so he'll be in the main event that night, and I cannot wait.
I've heard Cena wants to do a rap battle at WrestleMania. As for this Bryan Danielson goof, maybe he'll watch it on pay-per-view, though I doubt he even owns a TV.
That'll cost some teeth.
Oh,
the reversal by John Cena. He's making a statement here with this attack.
I can't tell what's more outrageous, Cena's recent raps or those ugly yellow pants.
You're just jealous, Saxton. Cena's got
the shoulders down.
It's just a matter of time now.
John Cena is the very prototype of a WWE superstar. He's got the physique and athleticism of a future WWE champion.
I completely agree, Byron. We've already seen him beat some main event talent like Chris Jericho and Rikishi in singles action.
John Cena with a nice reversal. John Cena with the offense.
The two of you were spot on about John Cena's potential. Cena's a blue chipper if there ever was one. I hope Bryan Danielson's taking notes tonight.
The human body can only absorb so much of that.
That has got to be it.
You can bet his joints will be aching after that.
This Bryan Danielson got back in control of Cena, right back to the arm.
Great strategy, weaken the poor, powerful Cena by taking away one of his arms.
Bryan sticking to his wheelhouse, not taking any unnecessary risks here against John Cena.
Oh, just looking to control and neutralize the bigger man. Cena, though, back to his feet, and Bryan continues to work on the arm, but now Cena, test of strength, and you don't want to get into a power battle with John.
Absolutely not. Cover here.
And a kick out. And again, Cena powering Danielson down.
Wow, look at this incredible core strength by Danielson.
Cena cannot believe that he can't get Danielson's shoulders on the mat. Gonna try it again, and Danielson able to reverse and send Cena flying. Incredible sequence.
Oh, man, Cena just took Danielson's head off.
As we say, sometimes there's no replacement for brute force.
Great offense by John Cena.
John Cena is showing his strength there in the early going, getting the upper hand on Danielson.
Yeah, Danielson's got some technical skill, but he's starting to be overwhelmed by Cena's brute force.
This isn't his first rodeo. He had to expect to take on some offense here tonight.
No, he releases the hold.
What in the world is he thinking? Does he not want to win?
So damaging.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Watch this here. He's in control. Look out here.
And look at the quickness by Cena.
He's got him covered. And a kick out. He's in big trouble. Huge slam right there. He caught him slipping. He's not in a good spot here, guys.
He simply needs to find a way to regroup.
Oh, jeez. Take all the wind out of you.
He's inflicting some serious pain here.
Oh boy, he is rolling. We're seeing that trademark ruthless aggression from John Cena, and it's overwhelming Danielson.
Danielson isn't used to the big stage, guys. Cena's got this all wrapped up. And that toss took strength, guys. turns it around. Buster!
Thunderous. Now it's time to capitalize. That is exactly what John Cena needed.
And that one grounds him.
I didn't realize he had such a glass jaw. This is not the place where you want to underestimate your competition.
Yeah, he's going for the pin.
So resourceful.
This is a level of destruction no one was expecting.
He hits the big knee. He could do it here. If you're Bryan Danielson, what do you do at this point as he whips Cena across the ring?
Oh, Cena gets up a boot just in time.
And now John Cena looking to take over. Looking up, put Bryan Danielson where he wants him. And here's the cover. And he got him. Cena with the win over Bryan Danielson.
Here is your winner, John
Valiant effort by
Cena.
Danielson, but Cena was just too much tonight.
A hard-fought victory tonight for Cena. Gotta be impressed with Cena tonight.
A lot of guys would have parlayed competitive matches on heat and velocity into being signed full-time to WWE, but that's not how things turned out. It's like my wife Bree likes to say, if anything was easy for me, I wouldn't be Daniel Bryan. But before I could become Daniel Bryan, I was Bryan Danielson. And as Bryan Danielson, I went on quite the run through the Indies. Over the course of 7 years, I won my first world championship and had some amazing matches against guys who went on to become major WWE superstars. Guys like Seth Rollins, Cesaro, all sorts of guys all over the place. A lot of hardcore fans even say these were some of the best matches of my career. Personally, I credit these matches and opponents for helping me build the foundation I would later need to make it as a WWE superstar. Fans on the indie scene weren't the only ones who took notice, because in 2010, WWE re-signed me and Daniel Bryan was officially born.
My name is Daniel Bryan. I've been wrestling all over the world, and finally, I have an opportunity here in the WWE.
Although much like childbirth, as I've heard from my wife, this was also a somewhat painful experience. I came back as part of NXT, which wasn't like the NXT that you know and love today. At the time, NXT was a reality show with rookies and pro mentors. Unfortunately, my pro was The Miz.
People will say that you're great, that you're a star, that you're ready for the WWE. Do you think you're ready?
Yes I do.
Well, one thing you have to learn about the WWE is you have to expect anything.
I guess in Miz's mind, beating a little bit of respect into his NXT rookie.
Believe it or not, we didn't get along very well back then either. I think the most ridiculous thing we had to do in NXT was the obstacle course. Okay, so you're gonna do the monkey bars. Then we go in the ring and juggle. Then you're gonna see how fast you can drink soda. Side note, it was actually supposed to be a hot dog eating contest. When they realized I was vegan and they didn't have any vegan hot dogs, they turned it into a soda drinking contest.
I didn't know vegans could drink soda.
Not drink at all.
I hadn't drank any soda in years. Think, watching that on TV, a grown man just drinking soda from a cup. That's it. Despite that, I did have the tremendous opportunity to show the WWE Universe what I was capable of when I got to face the World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Jericho. I loved watching Chris Jericho from the time I was in high school, the stuff that he did in WCW, being able to go against the World Champion on NXT on the first show. Win, lose, or draw, that elevates you, and I was very thankful for that opportunity.
Jeez. We're here on the inaugural episode of NXT. The World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Jericho, taking on the Miz's rookie, Daniel Bryan.
I've been looking forward to this main event. WrestleMania is on the horizon, but tonight is a WrestleMania of sorts for all the NXT rookies.
Well, Daniel Bryan was excited earlier in the night to be out on the biggest stage of his life, but that was before he knew he was going to face the World Heavyweight Champion. He's going to have to learn to take Miz's advice if he wants to survive here.
Daniel Bryan with a great offensive show. One move after the other. It's devastating. There it is, the headbutt. Up and over with a suplex.
I've got to say, I'm surprised to see Bryan actually testing the champion here a bit. It must be the inspiration from The Miz that's propelling this offense.
Now that's the type of move that sends a message to an opponent.
Perfectly executed. He goes for the cover. I have to admit the NXT rookies have been fairly feisty tonight with their WWE pros, to say the least. But there's been no bigger offender than Daniel Bryan.
Bit of ungratefulness shown on the part of Daniel Bryan. To say he wasn't pleased to have The Miz as his WWE pro was the real slap in the face tonight.
This is going to be big, one way or another. Wow, that was some reversal by Daniel Bryan.
Whoa, down he goes.
That was impressive, Cole.
Returning to Daniel Bryan not wanting The Miz as his pro, I do see Bryan's point. Daniel has a career performing in the ring that is...
There's no way that Jericho's going to lose to this guy.
Yeah, but the way this match
Oh boy, he is rolling.
You know, Byron, I have to wonder if Daniel Bryan is still thinking about earlier tonight when his pro mentor, Miz, slapped him across the face.
Well, any man that gets slapped has got to carry that embarrassment for some time, especially with it coming on your first day on the job.
That's something Yoshi Tatsu taught you, Byron? Miz did say he was going to slap some personality into his rookie.
He's got to hurry if he doesn't want to get counted out here.
Time's certainly not on his side, Michael.
Absolutely has to get back in the ring.
There's no way around it.
8, 9. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, he reverses it.
He wants no part of the outside. Daniel Bryan with a slick reversal.
Now we have Daniel Bryan on the attack.
Chris Jericho knows how to polish off an opponent.
That slam put him in a bad way, guys.
He's flipped the switch, that's for sure.
Look at this guy. Daniel Bryan's an nerd.
Guys, you're getting ahead of yourself. There's gotta be some sort of miracle.
boy.
See, I told you.
Oh, boy.
This one's over now. Roll him into the walls of Jericho. Tap him out, Chris.
Bryan's trying to fight it.
Rolls through. What a counter by the technician, Dan.
Oh, my God.
Heel hook is in.
Jericho's in trouble.
Jericho trying. Is he going to tap? Is he going to tap?
He may have no choice.
He made it to the bottom rope.
You have got to be impressed, Michael, from what we're seeing from Daniel Bryan.
Did he win yet, Byron?
Daniel Bryan thinks he...
Oh, breaker!
You can't allow a veteran like Jericho any time to recover.
You're right, Corey. That was a rookie move. And now he's going to pay for it, Byron.
That very well may be the case, Michael.
This loser's going to lose again. Lion tamer.
Can Bryan hold on?
Tap out, nerd.
You got your wish, Cole. Daniel Bryan fought valiantly, but just couldn't hang with the champ.
Yeah, this time, experience was just too much for Daniel Bryan.
And listen, Miz has got to be so disappointed, and I don't blame him. Luck of the draw, Miz got this loser to be his protege, and now Miz a little bit of tough love here.
Tough love? Give me a break.
Tough love.
This is ridiculous.
Miz is obviously frustrated with his star pupil.
Oh, yeah, so you're frustrated, so that's okay. Now you can beat him up?
Yeah, start winning some matches, then you won't get beat up anymore.
Ridiculous.
Disrespect me! Huh? I'm a champion!
Miz has lost his mind.
Lying on his back, looking at the lights again.
You would think a high-profile match with the World Heavyweight Champion would solidify my status in WWE, right? Nope. Just a few months later, I was released. For those of you keeping track at home, this was the second time I was released by WWE. I thought this time I might be done with WWE for good. But not long after my release, I returned at SummerSlam. When WWE called me, they said, hey, if you want to come back, that's for the main event of SummerSlam. Main eventing SummerSlam, it's just super cool. Old school pay-per-views still holds special meaning. Not long after SummerSlam, my strained relationship with The Miz picked up right where it left off.
Let me tell you something. I'm the pro. I am the talent.
The Miz is almost a perfect adversary for me because we are so polar opposite. The one thing I do respect about Miz, he works very, very hard.
You and me, U.S. Championship match. Yes or no? Yes.
We had our first match against each other at Night of Champions 2010 for the United.
Now we have Daniel Bryan on the attack.
He's displaying classic offense here. Look at the Miz. He's worked hard, he's charismatic, he's smart, he's Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's the United States champion.
Well, Michael, he may not be one of those things if he lands in Daniel Bryan's label lock.
Bryan faced Miz in a submission match on Raw, and he made Miz tap faster than a heavy metal drummer. If that happens tonight, we'll have a new United States champion.
Miz was saving himself. I don't want to know what that feels like. He's just so dominant. Right to the face. Caught with the elbow.
Right on the jaw.
Textbook armbar. Oh, drop kick.
I believe Daniel Bryan has a strong chance of winning tonight.
And he breaks free.
Just when you thought he was out of this one.
Oh, shoulder breaker. This guy can go toe-to-toe with anybody. Offense like this is exactly how a competitor takes control of a match. Between his championship, his briefcase, and his media obligations, Miz is slipping just a little here. He'll bounce back. You know what? He's got the shoulders down. Daniel Bryan kicks out easily. Very nice. Now that's the type of move that sends a message to an opponent. Got him caught. With such authority.
I don't know why anyone's surprised that The Miz and Daniel Bryan's relationship has come to this. The Miz can never keep an ally on his side.
Ain't that the truth? Every person the Awesome One has won the tag titles with has ended up hating The Miz. Remember the night after Extreme Rules when the Big Show's KO punch ended Show Miz?
I'll be shocked if that's... Whoa! Nicely done.
The two of you brought up Miz's former partnerships, and can I just point out the common element between Bryan and the Miz's old tag partners? Just like Bryan, they were all jealous of the Miz.
Up the turnbuckle goes Daniel Bryan.
He's flipped the switch, that's for sure.
Look at this. Daniel Bryan with a great offensive show. King, you say Daniel Bryan's a social loser and that he's the biggest nerd you've ever seen? I guess you don't have any mirrors in your house, do you?
I just cannot believe the disrespect the Miz had to endure at the hands of...
Now we have Daniel Bryan on the attack.
Putting it all on the line. Incoming. The Miz with a nice reversal.
No, he reverses it.
You guys brought up Miz and Bryan's relationship on NXT. Obviously, Bryan can't learn any new moves from The Miz, but ironically, Bryan's hatred of The Miz did awaken the personality Miz said Bryan lacked.
The elbow drop lands. He's inflicting some serious pain here. Work is being put in by Daniel Bryan.
The Miz's grasp on the United States Championship is slowly slipping away.
No! Miz can't lose here tonight! Not like this! That was impressive. Every title's on the line here tonight at Night of Champions. The Miz is no stranger to championships. At one point, he held the U.S. title and the Tag Team Championship simultaneously. And that briefcase is a near guaranteed WWE Championship win.
Okay, Michael, I know where you're going to go with this. I know what you're trying to lead to. Yes, Daniel Bryan hasn't won a title here yet, but he's only been on the roster for 8 months. Give him time. Bryan is not playing right now.
The two of you discussed Miz's longer title reign resume than Daniel Bryan, but I have to point out that Daniel Bryan just did something Miz hasn't done yet. He main evented SummerSlam.
I mean, come on, Daniel Bryan stole that spot at SummerSlam after John Cena begged The Miz to join his team. Also, when The Miz wins here and then cashes in later tonight, he'll have plenty of main events in his future. Plenty of force behind that elbow. And he lands a savage elbow.
Offense like this is exactly how a competitor takes control of a match.
Watch this here.
Great effort, but he'd better save something for later in the match.
No, it's not over yet.
Wow, part of me thought he was going to tap, Cole.
Oh, I think this man means business.
Well, what happens if The Miz comes up short here tonight against Daniel Bryan?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, has it, Byron?
Could be on the verge of occurring. Daniel Bryan from the top rope. Miz is in trouble.
Yeah, but look at The Miz fight back. What a warrior. Quickly into the cover with the title on the line. Daniel Bryan kicks out easily.
Wow, what a display of heart and determination.
Daniel Bryan with a slick reversal.
Bryan is not playing right now.
Raining down elbows.
You gotta believe this one's over. Down to the floor.
Oh, chin-breaking uppercut.
submission specialist, Daniel Bryan. It's got to be hard to rebound from that one.
This is his opportunity to win this thing.
The Miz got the worst end of that stick.
Brings down his opponent, and here it is, Corey. Lapel lock, the lapel lock is in.
That's what he was looking for, Michael.
Running out of time here.
Oh, come on, get in there.
Oh, and he releases the hold.
Wow. Part of me thought that was it, Cole.
Daniel Bryan, this is going to be big. Lapel lock, the lapel lock is in.
The Miz getting outclassed here tonight, guys.
He releases it.
And you can debate whether or not that would have been the end. Interesting decision there.
Interesting decision here, Corey.
I don't know. I kind of like it. He clearly wants to inflict some more punishment.
No, he releases the hold.
What in the world is he thinking? Does he not want to win?
Whoa, he lets him out.
What a fool. He had him dead to rights.
Going for something else, it seems.
I suspect he knows something that we don't, Cole. Why else would he just let him out of that hold?
Oh, and he releases the hold.
Wow. Part of me thought that was it, Cole.
Oh, shoulder breaker. When this guy's on, look out.
Bryan is not playing right now.
Gosh, malicious.
Oh, my goodness, crushing it. He's going after the arm now. Daniel Bryan hit that one.
Looks like Bryan's going to be our winner here, guys.
But now, lapel lock, the lapel lock is in.
The Miz getting outclassed here tonight, guys. Oh, going for it! Going for it!
Lapel lock, the lapel lock is in.
To think, I almost wrote him off earlier.
Talk about a painful move. He did it! Daniel Bryan is U.S. champion!
No, it can't be.
That was just one of those matches that the men involved should just be proud to be a part of. A legendary performance. I don't like to throw around a lot of praise, but my eyes tell me that might have been one of the great matches in recent WWE history.
United States Champion, Daniel Bryan.
That was a fluke. The Miz slipped and Daniel Bryan somehow took advantage.
A long road for Daniel Bryan leads to the United States title.
There's nothing more pure than picking up a win in a good old-fashioned one-on-one fight.
Folks, we just saw one of the most exciting matches you'll see anywhere.
Defeated The Miz, my WWE career really started to take off. I won the Money in the Bank briefcase and then cashed it in to beat The Big Show for my first World Heavyweight Championship.
Can you believe it? Daniel Bryan is the new World Heavyweight Champion.
But for every step forward, it seemed like I took 2 steps back. One was pretty big. When at WrestleMania in 2012, I lost the world title in just 18 seconds.
Oh, man! A rope kick by Sheamus! Oh, my God! Sheamus is the world champion! That may be one of the fastest title changes in the history of WrestleMania!
After that, I was angry and wanted to blame a lot of people for my failure. But it actually led to one of the most enjoyable times of my career.
Daniel Bryan's forced to go to anger management with that man. No!
I formed an unlikely partnership with Kane.
Shut your mouth right now. The devil's favorite demon is nothing without the world's toughest vegan. No! 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 No!
Kane is one of my favorite people. We almost have the same sense of humor.
Daniel Bryan and Kane hugging out tonight. This is the most awkward and weird thing I've ever seen. There we go, yes, they hugged it out. Anger management, I believe, has been a success.
We just had a lot of fun.
We watch each other's back. Team Hell No style.
We had our first shot at the Tag Team Championships when we faced Kofi Kingston and R-Truth at Night of Champions in 2012.
We're in Boston in a building where many great champions have been crowned, and right now, the tag team titles are on the line. The champions, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth against the unlikely team of Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Talk about an odd couple, Michael. With everything we've seen from Bryan and Kane in the past few weeks, I gotta wonder if Dr. Shelby's anger management therapy can turn these two into a cohesive unit.
What do you know about therapists, Saxton? They've been thrusted into this position while the champions have been centered around their teamwork for the past 5 months. Kane and Bryan only have anger management in common. I wouldn't call that a building block towards tag team titles.
He's inflicting some serious pain here. Tie in the face, taking some serious damage here.
Check out R-Truth's offense.
That's it. It's over. It's over. Incredible. This has to be it.
Leading up to this match, a lot of praise was thrown on Kofi and R-Truth. Kofi being a 3-time Intercontinental Champion and both having time as United States Champion. Well, Daniel Bryan has his accolades as well.
Of course, Daniel Bryan won the United States Championship at this same pay-per-view 2 years ago against The Miz. He also went on to win a Money in the Bank and become a World Heavyweight Champion.
Bringing up Daniel Bryan's time as World Heavyweight Champion, he did lose that title in only 18 seconds to Sheamus at WrestleMania.
Why do you have to go and bring that up, Saxton? You know Daniel's in a fragile state right now, and you bring up a moment where he was caught off guard and hit by a now outlawed Brogue Kick.
That lands. Are we going to see the tag? There it is. The tag has been made.
Oh, he needed that in the worst way, Michael.
Can we address R-Truth and Little Jimmy, please? If anyone needs Dr. Shelby, it's R-Truth. The guy's seeing things. He's holding ropes to let an imaginary person into the ring. Forget Daniel Bryan and Kane. Someone please help R-Truth.
I think R-Truth is doing just fine. This week, WWE.com had a pictorial about Little Jimmy's family. Portraits like Little Jimmy and a birthday party hat. Pretty fabulous.
Cole, I was reaching out to get R-Truth help for his imaginary delusions, but you're here enabling self-destructive behavior. We know what having imaginary friends well into adulthood can do to a person. We've seen what it's done to Saxton.
Well, I would have to refute that, okay? I'm a well-adjusted adult gentleman with many real-world friends, too. Thank you very much.
Oh, what a side slam. Caught him with a big boot.
On the mark.
You know, I have to say, I have seen some progress in Kane and Daniel Bryan's anger management. I don't think they are all the way there, but there's been definite progress.
I see it too, Michael. We don't see Daniel screaming in the face of fans anymore. He's keeping his composure pretty well. And Kane, well, Kane is still Kane. There is some deep-rooted trouble within that monster. He can crush. He's in control now. More often than not, that marks the end of the match. In comparing Daniel Bryan and Kane's progress in therapy, I think there are two different cases. Bryan had an emotional breakdown brought on by the WWE Universe, whereas Kane has just been sick and demented since birth.
Well, one of those things for sure. They're both off the rocker in my estimation.
Great job, Dr. Cole.
Kane wants to put this away.
Choke slam straight to hell.
What a maneuver.
Comes in off the tag.
Right across the chest.
Guys, when the WWE Universe has the power on Monday Night Raw, they can. We've got to cover.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Setting him up. R-Truth with the offense. That'll change his posture in a hurry. Oh, and he reverses it. Get in there, ref.
Kofi Kingston is obviously showing concern for R-Truth, as any good tag team partner would.
We haven't really been seeing that kind of concern for a partner between Kane and Bryan, however. And there's his speed paying off. Daniel Bryan has so much on his mind right now. He was ballistic in a WWE.com interview. The problem is Daniel Bryan, he's a great competitor, but this crowd constantly distracts him. How can anybody do their work when this is going on?
Well, it's absolutely unfair. Bryan has to keep his anger in check while hearing the WWE Universe mock him. And then he also has to focus on his opponent. It's a lot to handle.
That was nasty.
We touched on how much is going through Daniel Bryan's head right now. Again, this all started when Daniel Bryan thought the fans were embracing him. And then when he realized they were actually humiliating him by repeating his yes chant, Daniel Bryan just snapped.
It's one of the reasons he seemingly has gone off the deep end as of late. And as a result, the Raw general manager forced Daniel Bryan to attend anger management therapy.
And Kane manages to reverse out of that one. Grounds him with a power slam.
We've been seeing Daniel and Kane in therapy.
Uh-oh. He releases it.
And you can debate whether or not that would have been the end. Interesting decision there.
Back body.
Oh, you see the height on that?
You know, Corey, I see Daniel's issues with the yes chant, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, even in Montreal, where we were for Raw this past week, the crowd chants, "We, we, we." So these yes chants are becoming bilingual.
Oh, very cute, Cole. Daniel Bryan just a few feet away, and you're doing that. You should see if your friend Dr. Shelby does sensitivity training as well, because you need it.
He's in control. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. He caught him slipping.
So, Michael, let me ask you, did Daniel Bryan's anger management issues begin way back in April at WrestleMania, when Bryan, who was World Heavyweight Champion at the time, lost his title to Sheamus?
Here comes R-Truth. Possess a different type of focus to punish an opponent like this. It could be over here! This is it! I don't like the look in his eye here, folks.
R-Truth is preaching the truth as he knows it. Look out! since Kofi and R-Truth became allies, they've been on a tear in WWE. They know how to work together as a tag team. Then on the other side of the ring, judging from the last few weeks, Kane and Daniel Bryan are far from being on the same page.
Same page? Daniel and Kane aren't even reading the same book. Whereas Kofi and Truth, they're finishing each other's sentences.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
We talk about being on the same page, and Truth and Kofi certainly are. But wouldn't you think Kane and Daniel Bryan's shared experience in anger management can create a chemistry of sorts?
Kofi and Truth have held those titles for 5.
Kane wants to put this away.
Choke slam straight to hell.
Here's his moment, Michael. A trip to the local medical facility might be in order after that.
You know, Byron, Kane and Daniel Bryan almost accidentally stumbled into this title opportunity when they defeated the prime-time players on last week's Raw.
I can tell you it was no accident when Kane delivered a hateful choke slam on Bryan. It just so happened that Daniel landed on their opponent long enough to gain the pinfall. I can't foresee that being the outcome against the champions, though.
Have you worrying about long-term injuries for sure. Oh, I think this man means business.
All the questions of will Kane and Daniel...
Here comes Daniel Bryan sending Kingston across the ring.
And Daniel Bryan looking to put Kofi Kingston away for the tag team titles. Kingston's in trouble.
The Kane are in peril. The Big Red Machine making the long climb to the top rope.
I don't think Bryan wanted Kane to make the tag.
No, not at all. He felt like he was in control. Now Kane is heading up top.
It's just a matter of time until this team implodes. We know they can't stand each other.
Kofi Kingston.
Look at Bryan. Bryan is hanging on to the ankle of Kane.
Kingston.
Crash and burn.
And now Daniel Bryan. Shoved away by Kane. Bryan with a shot to Kane.
What is happening?
And knocks Kane off the top rope. Splash. Into a cover. New tag team champions.
Oh my God.
No way.
Yes way.
I cannot believe what we just saw.
WWE
understand each other, but now they're tag team champions.
Kane can't believe it. Daniel Bryan is celebrating.
No amount of therapy could have prepared the WWE Universe for this. This is going to be a disaster.
Can you imagine Kane and Daniel Bryan as tag team champions?
You don't have to imagine it. It's a reality.
And it's weird.
I guess anger management worked, well, at least somewhat, right?
Team champions! I am the tag team champions! I am the tag
And look at this.
Can't even agree who the real champion is.
Well, it's both of them,
tag team champions! I am the tag team champions!
This is going to be interesting to watch. There's obviously no argument here. They both won the titles.
They can't even enjoy the victory together.
Oh, watch out.
The Big Red Machine certainly not pleased with the situation, but he can call himself.
Team Hell No had a great run, but like most tag teams, Kane and I eventually went our separate ways, and I returned to pursuing my goal of winning singles titles.
I need to win the WWE Championship.
It was around this time I had a series of matches with Randy Orton that would have a much greater effect on my career than I could ever imagine. I put a lot of pressure on myself during this because Randy was really the first real top guy that I had a rivalry with. If I could do well with Randy, that puts you even to another level. I felt I had a lot to prove, which led to some very hard-hitting and physical contests. I got pretty banged up, but I was determined to fight through it and not let it slow me down. So much so that I went on to face Randy Orton in a street fight rematch on Raw.
A sold-out Raw here in Charleston, South Carolina. Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton started the night with a double disqualification, but they will settle things in the main event with a street fight.
Randy Orton called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Kane called Daniel Bryan a weak link. Bryan is here to prove that he is not a weak link.
Tall order as he faces 9-time WWE champion Randy Orton.
We saw Team Hell No dissolve last week on Raw as both Kane and Daniel Bryan turned their sights towards the WWE Championship.
Step one in that process is beating Randy Orton. Defeating a guy of Orton's stature puts you near the front of the line for title opportunities.
This isn't where he wants to be, guys.
He needs to get back inside that ring.
Going back to Kane and Daniel Bryan's breakup, it seemed cordial, but their paths could easily cross again if one of them attains the WWE Championship.
Yeah, that reminds me, Michael. Team Hell No didn't officially hug it out when they broke up. Things could be bad between Kane and Bryan.
Daniel Bryan has been consumed with the idea that he's a weak link due to his performances in tag team competition as of late.
Well, Bryan tends to be consumed by just about every minor annoyance, but he did take the pin in 3 straight tag team championship losses to The Shield. Bringing back up Daniel Bryan as a weak link. Note that he's not sorry he let Kane down when he cost Team Hell No the tag titles. or that he failed Randy Orton in their quest for the tag titles. Bryan's just thinking about himself here.
Look, Bryan may have faltered in those matches, but Bryan was also the guy who got Seth Rollins to tap out for the Shield's first ever six-man tag team loss. He can obviously be a team player, but right now, Bryan is out to prove he's a single superstar. It's kind of a shame that Orton and Bryan are fighting tonight, and that they will also be brawling with Kane in the Money in the Bank match, since those three men are the only trio to pin or submit the Shield in a six-man tag team match.
It's even more impressive when you consider the trios that fell to the Shield at WrestleMania. Orton, Sheamus, and The Big Show failed. On the Raw 2 weeks after WrestleMania, Team Hell No and The Undertaker couldn't do it. Last week, Team Hell No and Orton finally beat the Shield, and in 3 weeks, they'll be fighting each other for Money in the Bank. A street fight is apropos for Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, seen as both men will take part in a Money in the Bank ladder match in 3 weeks' time.
All the weapons we'll see Bryan and Orton sling tonight is just a prelude to the unforgiving steel ladders at play in a Money in the Bank match.
There's the cover. Can he do it? Very curious move to go for a pinfall at this point.
Too soon. You two brought up the upcoming Money in the Bank match. Don't forget that Kane's in that match too. I wonder if Bryan's going to be able to stay sane with so many agitating factors in play in that match.
I think Daniel Bryan will thrive, actually. He's won Money in the Bank more recently than Kane, and Randy Orton still hasn't won Money in the Bank after multiple attempts.
There he goes, crashing to the floor. We're seeing two favorites of the WWE Universe battle it out here, and it's fitting that the WWE Universe voted for this to be a street fight.
The hashtags have been trending all night on social media, but the people picked a street fight over a Falls Count Anywhere and a lumberjack match. I normally disagree with the people, but they made a good call here tonight.
Looks like setting up for a suplex.
Looking to finish things off.
Look out.
Daniel Bryan has a major task ahead of him tonight. He's got to beat a man with just about every accolade on his resume in the form of Randy Orton.
Yeah, Corey, you're not kidding. Orton has held the Intercontinental Championship, the Tag Team Championship, he's won the Royal Rumble, and has been WWE Champion 9 times.
Perfectly executed. Guys, Bryan has Orton reeling. The so-called weak link is edging even closer to a victory.
It would be a massive upset if Bryan beat the 9-time WWE Champion.
We compared Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan's accolades before, and Daniel Bryan has a decent resume too, as he's won Money in the Bank and has held the U.S. title, tag team titles, and the world title 1 time each.
That's just it, Cole. Bryan's had a taste of success. Orton's been feasting on it forever.
What force on that slam. And Byron, this takes a ton of strength to pull off, am I right?
Oh, you are definitely right, Michael, but you also have to remember how much energy it drains to pull off.
Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan are both as tough as they come, and this is a matter of pride between both men. These are two guys. We've seen this before. There's no recovering from that.
But he's running on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to capitalize? Does Orton even know where he is?
And he's heading back in. There's no coming back from that. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. Randy Orton is getting ready here.
Good night. Can he finish him off here? Orton better not waste this opportunity.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business. Fireman's carry. This doesn't look good, Corey.
Couldn't agree more, Cole. This has got trouble written all over it.
That should do it right there. And there's the kick out. Wow.
think this is the beginning of the end.
Clearly on a mission here.
The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
What a combination, Cole. That might just do it here.
He's bringing it back inside the ring now. Great move. I don't want to know what that feels like. You have to think that's it.
I don't know how much more these superstars can take, guys. You'd have to think something's got to give here soon.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
It's got to be over now. Oh, I think this man means business. Here he goes. From what we've seen and heard tonight, there must be serious injuries.
That should do it.
Look at this. We're witnessing a level of punishment that can only be described as severe.
I don't know about you guys, but it looks to me like these superstars are on their last legs here.
Orton looking for something. RKO! Randy Orton can end it right here. Got him good there.
Yeah, let's take another look.
1, 2. And he got a near fall out of it.
I'm just as shocked as everyone else, Cole.
They get dangerous out here, especially when there are no countouts. I really can't believe what's gone down so far. This match has been even more physical. Walks in. What's Randy Orton gonna do?
Will the Viper tap out? Orton's in serious trouble.
Trying to drag himself to the ropes, but remember the ropes aren't gonna cause a break here.
Guys.
Because it's a street fight. And Orton with a kendo stick. Whoa!
Repeated strikes with a kendo stick. Orton wearing the weapon out on Daniel Bryan's body.
Just what the WWE's Apex Predator needs is a weapon.
It's all perfectly legal.
You will find absolutely, oh my God, no remorse whatsoever from Randy Orton.
All the frustration inside the Viper bubbling over. Orton's like a man possessed. This won't end well.
And he's got Bryan on the second rope. Randy Orton could be closing in on a victory. Oh, vintage Orton with a DDT.
I think that's the beginning of the end, gentlemen. Randy Orton seems to be preparing to go to that place.
Randy Orton is focused. Randy Orton could be closing in on victory. Looking for the RKO. No. Backslide by Bryan. Shoulders are down. Orton kicks out. Now on a kick by Daniel Bryan. Now kendo stick in hand. And Bryan unloading on Orton.
Bryan returning the favor. And Randy Orton just slips out of harm's way. And Randy Orton just slips out of harm's way.
He's inflicting some serious pain here. The drop kick. Now that's the type of move that sends a message to an opponent.
Ooh. The Viper getting absolutely pounded right now.
Daniel Bryan using the kendo stick for leverage. And Orton taps out. Randy Orton taps out.
What a win for Daniel Bryan.
Career-defining win for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan with one of the biggest victories of his career.
And we knew it was going to be a physically grueling battle between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, and boy did Bryan earn this.
Gotta give it up to him. Gotta give it up to Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's going to be feeling the effects of this one for some time.
Oh, hold on.
Orton offering a sign of respect.
That's what you love to see. Two great superstars, two great warriors displaying their mutual respect for each other.